I would say the short answers are, how are you building community, right? And what are your interests outside of, maybe even outside finance, right? And I'm not saying try to sign up for 800 different volunteer opportunities, but I will say specifically for finance applicants, something that stands out is when there's a finance applicant who's doing something volunteer related, right? And I know it might be hard if you're chugging like an 80-hour per week, 100-hour per week job, right? See if you can find some virtual options, right? Maybe it's writing email. I know a lot of hospitals do like write email letters to patients every month or something like that. But obviously, more importantly than that, don't just do it to check the checkbox. But sometimes what we'll see is, hi, I'm an applicant and all my experiences are finance, right? Which is fine. That's actually, you know what you want. You have a clear trajectory. But we also want to know, how are you building community? If we bring you into Booth, are you just going to take finance classes and dip? Or are you going to be like an actual active part of this community? Who are you outside of work, right? And that's actually one of the second questions. That's the second essay question, right? Outside of school and work, who are you? And if, we want to know who you are, because that's just as important as, what your accomplishments in the office are, right? So I would say community is a huge one. It doesn't necessarily have to be community service, but like, also think about like, what are some of your interests? Is it sports? Is it, I would say planting, right? Like, so this actually came up in an application, which I think is an interesting / funny, amusing point, right? Someone applied, and sometimes we'll see answers to this question saying, I'm really interested in gardening because I believe in the financial sustainability of market shares of the corn crops in the future. That's tight if that's actually what you want to do, right? But don't feel like you have to upsell your experiences if they aren't directly business related for that question. That question is honestly very much meant to kind of help us see who you are as a person outside of that finance realm. And I would say those are the two big differentiators specifically for finance applicants is that community piece and that personality piece.